Hey everyone, how's it going? I tried to start the stream a lot earlier this time. I did say in my post thing that I was going to do it a lot later today, but I don't like doing that personally. I like trying to start them earlier. So I'm kind of a little bit limited on time in the stream. I have about 2 hours, but that's usually how long we spend here anyway, so it should be fine. Anyways, there's quite a bit to cover today, especially with New Year's event, all the free stuff they're giving out, events and stuff. I farmed the event a little bit, but I had to do that on top of doing a lot of other stuff at the same time, so haven't looked too much into everything yet, so I do plan to look at everything, what this update has. Some pretty good stuff in here. I remember last year there was quite a lot of free stuff. They like doing this on New Year's events, which is pretty cool. We got the new UR arc and new guarantee URs and a lot of free stuff, even given another UR arc select ticket, which is great, so we'll look at that stuff soon, because I'm interested in looking at that stuff as well. Yeah, there's some very good packs in the shop. I haven't bought any yet, but we'll plan to get some of those once we get to it, but they do pretty good. I'll look at the shop later, because there's some interesting things here. Some things people might not agree with. I've already got enough crystals for today, but my plan, just to start this off, my plan is to do this UR guarantee just to see what we can get. I'm expecting many dupes this time. They're probably not going to get anything interesting from here, and I'm not going to do the other two because I don't need to. And I'm also going to do at least lap 1, and the tickets, I've got a few tickets because I farmed the event a little bit, but there's not too much. There's probably more I can get from the trading space than there's more tickets I can get from the shop, so there's quite a lot of tickets I can get and use today, but I'm going to try not to use too many crystals on actual summons on the banner, because in my opinion I don't care too much about the units so far, but let's have a look at it now. And the arc is good arc. I would like to have it. It's just I'm not going to pity your arc anymore unless it's something that I really want very badly, so, and it ends up being too many crystals, and there's a lot of ticket summons available. So here's the thing with this unit, she's another Earth DPS unit. Now we've got Vayne and Yuri already for an Earth DPS, so that's why I'm not too excited about this unit, because Vayne is already a top tier DPS unit, one of the best units, and Yuri's pretty good too. Vayne is basically an improved version of Graphel, I think that's how you pronounce the name. That's what it looks like, because Vayne is just, he's very good. If you don't know, probably know. Not just in arena, but for time trials and other stuff as well, it's pretty fast. But I'm going to have a look at her later on. At least we'll be able to try her out in the events and stuff, because she's available there for us to use, even if we don't get her. But we'll have to see how that goes. But I'm still interested in trying out her skills and everything. She's got good hit counts, but problem is her skills aren't super fast. Like Vayne's skills, he doesn't have the highest damage cap, but his skills are really fast animations, so that's what makes up for it and makes his skills very good and what he has, how he gets good DPS, because of his skills being very fast, which is always very important. She's got good strength and intelligence, mind, and defense. Now, there's good stats. I'm assuming she has kind of something that increases her physical damage based on intelligence, because otherwise that would make no sense. Nil to stun is great. Some good stats, not much to say about that really. I don't want to spend too much time on this in case we run out of time, but it depends on how things go today, because if we also have to showcase the unit, if we get it later, then I'm going to need to speed things up a little bit, probably. Skill 1, frontal, medium range, earth combo attack, pretty basic. I should probably get the hit counts and stuff up, I know I have that. I forget to do that, because I'm too busy doing other things with preparing. Here we go. Skill 1 is 11 hits, which is pretty okay. It's pretty nice for a skill 1. Skill 2, charge and deal frontal, medium area, earth combo attack, which is 16 hits, pretty good too. Skill 3, instantly close the gap skill, earth combo attack that launches enemies into the air. It does look pretty cool, but it's pretty long. All of these skills are not very fast, but they could probably be fun to use. Skill 3 is 21 hits, which is pretty high, I think, because I like to compare to Shift Langreboss has a skill 3 with 25 hits. I think that's one of the highest that we've got. So that kind of gives a comparison. I think I can't give an average of what hits counts people's skill 3s are, but you know, this unit reminds me a lot of Lena, and she's also a single wield DPS unit, which is all about close range punching, and Graphel just looks like an improved Lena. Exactly. Even her special's pretty similar with the animation and everything. It's got the kicks and stuff, and probably got the Kai boost and whatever that's about. Powerful Earth Combo attack to one enemy. Because I know Lena, when she came out, I didn't get her, which was sad, because I didn't realize that she was pretty decent at the time. But her special was pretty good. If you could build up the Kai levels, her special could do some pretty good damage. So I don't know if that's the same case here. I haven't properly looked at her skills yet. Just looking at her name now, it kind of makes me want to say giraffe or something funny. Graphel. That's what I would say. Anyways, skills are okay. There's nothing crazy about skills. DPS not that great. Okay damage and hit counts though. Maybe the skill stocks will change that. I don't know. Probably not. But it's okay. It's probably going to be an average DPS unit. But I think she can be a good support too. So trait 1, Fist of Magic buff active. So that's a unique buff that she's got. We've been seeing a lot of units recently that have unique buffs, which are kind of fun, but some of them are not that great. Greatly boost earth damage based on intelligence, that's nice, but you have to have the Fist of Magic buff active for that to apply. Yeah, it's cool hair, but I don't know about you. I don't think it's just me. There has to be other people that agree with me when I say that she's kind of annoying. I don't really like the way she talks. It's incredibly frustrating when I'm reading the event or the story and she just says things wrong, you know. I just don't like it. It just gets on my nerves a lot. That's one reason why I don't really like this unit. I just don't like it. It's weird and just I don't like it at all. Boost earth damage cap based on maximum MP. So I think you have to have a maximum of 500 MP, I believe, to get that damage cap. So it's kind of sad really, because you have to have MP to have more damage cap. But why couldn't you just have that damage cap active all the time instead of having more MP to do more damage cap? I mean, it could be, I could see that being good in the future for like units that have bonus damage cap that could have high damage potential, but on this, there's nothing else in this trait that gives damage cap. It's probably in the trait 2 actually, I see that. When skill special attacking, if enemy's defense is higher than mine's, use mind value instead and deal damage. That's very good. You know, that's quite amazing if you think about it. Because in arena that could be great, but she's not going to compete against Vayne in arena, there's the problem. So yes, it could be very good, because if you're using her against Shift Gorm, which has a lot of defense but not much mines, then it would be amazing. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much the only case scenario that I can think of. I mean, maybe certain bosses gonna have, you know, higher defense, and you're gonna want to attack their magic defense instead. So it could be good. It's just the first time we've seen something like that. Hopefully they do something like that in the future for other units, because I think that's a good idea, personally. So trait 2, probably where there's more damage, I see is a lot of damage. When only one weapon is equipped, skill and special damage 120%. Now 120%, it's a big number. It's a good number to have. That's quite high. So maybe she'll be good in arena, but I don't think she's going to be better than Vayne. Yeah, definitely not, because Vayne's long range mostly, so yeah. Skill and special damage cap 15,000. So what it says here is skill and special damage, but it only says special damage cap, so you're not getting skill damage cap, I believe. It's only special damage cap here. So hopefully her special's pretty good. I think it's like 52 hits or something. I think it's okay. When another ally has earth skills, here's some interesting thing about this trait. A lot of words. A lot of words. They like words. Add the effects below to blue sky charisma. So her charisma, that's normal charisma, right? But for each other ally that is an earth unit or has earth skills, you're going to get different buffs. I believe that's what it sounds like. So when one other ally has earth skills, then your earth skill and special damage cap get increased, and your damage. And the same thing with 2, you get just more, and then with 3 you get cut magic damage taken by minus 30%. So it's interesting. It kind of wants you to use more than one earth physical DPS in the team. But what I'm thinking is, what if you had someone like Nero, for example, because he has a skill 3 that's earth attribute, but his other skills are different elements. What if you had a unit like that? I'm assuming it would still work because they have one skill that is earth attribute, so that would probably still apply. And also the same case if you have a magic DPS unit using magic, but they have a skill which is also earth. I think it's an interesting idea. It's just kind of situationally good, you know, like obviously you could pair her with Vayne or someone else and they could get some very good damage, right? But they have to be earth, and if she's by herself I don't think she can get anything from that, so it's an interesting idea. Same with trait 1 is interesting, I just don't know how I think about it yet, and she's annoying, so I don't really care too much. But if you do get her, I'll care a lot more, but we'll see. Here's the charisma. Earth skill and special damage, 20% and damage cap. Pretty nice charisma. We've been seeing a lot more charismas with damage cap, so that's pretty good. Fizz and magic, that's the thing it talks about in trait 1. I believe there's a skill that automatically activates this buff, but that's going to be near the bottom. So what this buff does is it continuously cuts the unit's MP and gradually cut MP recovery amounts, and you lose the buff when reusing that buff or the MP hits 0. So basically this buff doesn't really do anything. The only thing it does is it reduces your MP and the amount of MP you can recover, but it means you can have your benefits from your trait 1. So that's basically all it is. I'm assuming it's probably a 40-second buff or something, probably nothing to worry about really. 0 MP, you can use it whenever. You're gonna need enough MP, you need quite a bit of MP for that to be good, probably. I don't know how much MP it uses, or how often it uses it. Maybe Goddess Kiss could negate a lot of that, potentially. Or if you have Pose of Glory or something, could be good to prevent some of that MP you're losing. So I think it's interesting, you know, it's quite an interesting idea. Getting more damage cap and stuff. And see, the problem with this trait 1, I think everything in this trait 1 is limited to having this active. So you kind of need it active. Arcane up 4, intelligence and MP. There's more MP for you if you need that, because you do. Heroism up 3, critical up 3, advanced aim vials, proud force. Okay, nothing crazy. Illusion, divinity buster, I do like seeing that. It's very good. I like divinity slayers the most, in my opinion, because they're the most active, most effective against most bosses in the game, because most bosses are those types, I think, especially god types. Special boost, auto critical, auto haste, earth drive, high drive, attack raise 2 and 3, good stuff really. So you've got Goddess Kiss already, so that helps quite a bit. Pose of Glory, less speed, so more speed's used for more stats for stuff. So she's going to be a single wield if I haven't said that already. And she's going to equip a claw, so it's kind of similar to Lena. The only problem with that is that she can't be used for too many content, well, not in a variety of content, because she's locked to one element, and she can't really use Trishula at all, and she can't really reduce the enemy resistance unless you have like weakness or some other debuffs on the unit or other units in your team. So yes, she's limited to certain stages, and you can't use her in other stages that have higher earth resistance, but she could probably do very well against enemies that are weak to earth, or at least have lower earth resistance, I expect. And since she's got the Divinity Slayer, she could still do some good damage. So we got Favored Sword, more damage cap, like to see that. Claw Mega Boosts, more damage cap. Clothes Mega Boost doesn't actually increase damage cap, but still nice to have this, because you're taking a lot less damage from this, so that's pretty good. Armor HP plus 2s, more HPs, nice, quick trigger, vulnerable spirit, blah blah stuff we've seen many times. More interesting skills down here. So this skill, I believe, is also on Lena as well. Gives 12,000 more damage cap, and you get 40% more strength, so it's pretty good. I mean, I personally don't make a separate video about them because I just feel like I just cover it in the stream anyway, and I could just add a timestamp and people could just watch that and it's fine, because I don't feel like it's super important to make a separate video, you know. I'm still going to mention it later on, but I feel like it doesn't take much time to say get these arcs, you know, these ones are the best ones you should get. It takes like, I don't know, a few minutes, 3 minutes, separate video just for that. Some people would do it, they like to ramble on, like what I'm currently doing right now, and make a long video about stuff, but I'm not one for that. I never have been. A lot of words on this skill. When skill attacking, chance to insta-kill. When the skill Graphel Claw technique, this one is set, and only one weapon is equipped as one claw strength, 20% more damage cap. That's pretty lucky because Linus is pretty great. I like Linus quite a lot. He's amazing for time trials. I use him in pretty much every time trial. Mine's at like plus 12 SC, is pretty good. I really hope I get lucky today, because if we don't, it's gonna be a bit sad because we're gonna miss out on the unit and the arc. But we've had a lot of luck over the past anniversaries and New Year's probably. So this is more damage cap. Basically, another one of these. It basically enhances this one kind of. So I like it. Now we got 4 unique skills, which I'm pretty sure they're all new. Battle start, auto cast Fist of Magic, so that's this Fist of Magic buff. So you automatically get this at the start of the battle, so that's good. That means you don't have to cast it yourself, because you can have it active at the start, so that's great. Continuous MP regeneration effect. Kind of expected this to exist on this unit, because she does lose MP, but I don't know how much MP she's going to recover from this. When near death, defense and mind 30% based on how low HP is. Interesting. Yeah, I don't really see anything else like Awaken, but she does have Indomitable Spirit, so I guess that's okay. And then self-healing. It sounds good, but it's not really. Continuous HP regeneration effect and heal 1 random basic stats element every 20 seconds. It's whatever. It's nice to have. I personally haven't added up all our damage caps, I think, but I think it's around 70,000 or below that. So it's kind of average damage cap, I think, because Adele has 90,000, which is quite high. But she has some interesting. She has some good damage. It's nothing crazy, kind of average for her damage, but she can be useful for buffing other Earth allies, like her trait 2, buffing other single wield Earth DPS units in your team. She has some decent damage cap boosts, but the problem is I don't think her DPS is that crazy compared to most recent units we've got. Like, I didn't realize this, well I was probably aware of it, but Stan and Luke that we got from the collab recently, those two units are both incredibly top tier units. They're like two of the top DPS units in the game right now. And this unit, Graphel, can't compete against those types of units. She's not going to compete against the top units in this game, but I still think she's going to be pretty decent units. That's kind of the same thing with Saintly Melee. Her DPS isn't crazy, but she can support. Graphel is kind of similar, but she's more niche because her trait 2 only buffs specific single-wheeled Earth DPS units, and that's it. So, yeah. I mean, the first one, you don't have to have a single weapon equipped, but the second one, you went equipped with only one weapon, you do have to have one weapon equipped for that. I'm assuming they don't stack, otherwise that would be... I mean, they could, that would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. So, I mean, yeah, we'll talk about the paid stuff soon. In my opinion, she looks pretty good, but I don't really care too much about her because we've got Vayne already, which is arguably better than Graphel, in my opinion, so far, but I haven't tested her yet, so I don't know. But if you don't look at her DPS, just look at her as a support for single-wheeled Earth DPS units like Vayne. She could be pretty valuable there, and that's kind of it, I think. But if you like her as a unit, if you like the way she speaks, then go ahead, do it. It's up to you, because I personally don't care, but if we get her anyway, then I'll probably want to try her out. Obviously, I like doing that. Stacking actually makes it pretty good then, because Saintly Melee being able to stack both those is pretty strong, in my opinion. 8,000 damage cap, even though you gotta do a lot of setup for that, it's pretty good. Her trait 2 being able to stack all of these buffs, I think that's going to be pretty crazy. Especially for Vayne, it's going to allow his DPS to be pretty high. 8,000 from part 1, I mean, it says 6,000 and 8,000, but yeah, I'm interested in it, you know, but I don't care too much about it, so I think I'm just going to leave it at that. I think there's some interesting things you could do with her, like a lot of interesting things, and as well as this UR arc, there's quite a few interesting things you could do. Like, you could probably make Vayne's damage cap super high right now, if you have Graphel. Yeah, Charisma makes sense. Huh, okay, that's pretty good then. I think 16,000 damage cap is just a lot, but I don't know personally, but I think what it means is, yeah, when another ally has Earth skills, so that means if you want to have the bonus from number 2, then you're going to have Graphel and then 2 other Earth DPS units in the team to be able to benefit from those buffs. It's kind of a lot of setup to do that, and it's not going to be viable in any way, but it's going to be good for some testing, I'm sure of that. That's probably it. That's all I can think of. But with this UR arc, there's some good potential here too. Level 10, I think it's good, but you know, I'm not super excited about this because it's only applying to the unit that's equipped in this arc. So let's have a look at this arc anyway. Stats, whatever. HP's good on this one, close to 4,000. It's whatever really. The trait's quite interesting. I don't know what I think about this trait. I didn't really care too much about it. Yeah, I don't need to use the other buff units. Pretty good actually. I'm used to using them by now. I mean, in multiplayer could definitely be good, for sure. But how good? If you had like one Graphel and the other 3 units in multiplayer just Vayne spamming skill 3s, could be interesting for sure. That would be a fun video, but I'm not one to do that. Maybe you would. It's up to you. Come up with ideas. Could be fun. Probably some people want to do that. It would be a lot of damage. Fastest DPS? Maybe not, but close to it anyways. I'm gonna stop talking about that because I want to know the maximum damage potential with that, but I'm not going to worry about that because it's not something I'm going to do probably. Would probably be fun, but that's probably about it. Saying probably too much. Attack evasion effects won't activate. So that's a negative on this arc trait. You can't evade anything. It's not a massive deal really. Don't care too much unless the unit has a lot of evade skills, then they're not going to do anything. But you get HP, strength, and defense by 20%. It's pretty okay. Stats overall are just whatever, they don't really care too much, but HP is pretty good, pretty nice to have. Continuous high magic barrier effect is pretty good. I could see that maybe potentially being useful for like arena maybe, but probably not. I probably still wouldn't use it for arena because it's just not good enough. But maybe if you wanna not take damage from magic attacks, or you could just have the buff from a skill instead. Give skills at max stock, plus 30% damage and damage cap 3000. Now the problem with this is you've got to have max skill stocks for that to activate. That's quite a big problem, in my opinion. I don't really like it too much. I mean, I can see the usability of that, how that would be useful, but let's say you use a honey elixir on your unit. You got 3 skill stocks for your skill 3, for example. The first skill 3 you do is going to have that damage and damage cap, and then the other 2 are not going to have any bonus from this trait. So that's kind of why I don't care too much, because it's not going to activate that much, only when you have max stocks. And now I was thinking, what about for someone like Roy? Well, yes and no, because he uses MP for his skills, so that's not really going to apply to that because he doesn't have a stock when he's using MP for skills, so it's not really going to do anything for that. But if you do have one skill stock of a skill 3, then yes, it could be useful there, like for shift Agrabos maybe, but that's not a good idea because we've got better options than that for arena. This is not a good option for him for arena, so that's why I don't really care too much about his arc trait, but it does help you survive a little bit. The skills though, I think there's a problem with this. Skill 2 breakthrough is pretty good, I do like seeing that. It's pretty nice to have. But two-handed claw, Graphel doesn't have two-handed claw, so you're missing out on 5000 damage cap, 20% physical damage and 10% crit rate if you don't get this arc. So that kind of, I hate when that happens because it makes me want to have both of them so then I can have the maximum potential of a unit. But if she had two-handed claw already on her, then it wouldn't be a big deal, but I don't think she does, so yeah. Maybe Lena doesn't have it, I don't know either. I have no idea. But two-handed claw is pretty good on this UR arc, kind of makes sense. And then Stone Enhance, whatever, don't really care. I think the main thing here is skill 2 breakthrough and two-handed claw. Very good skills to have because more damage cap is. I love damage cap skills. I like shoving them on units. Like right now I'm trying to build. Well, I've built my Saintly melee to 110 SC over the last week or so, and I personally like putting on Giant Killing 2 on pretty much every physical DPS unit that doesn't have it already because it increases their damage cap by 2000, and I just like having that more damage cap, even though it's not a massive difference, it still helps for more damage, so I just like having it. So the trait is okay, the skills are pretty nice to have. The arc skill though, it's good, but it's only to the one unit, so that's the problem. But I can see it definitely being definitely useful. So would I be willing to get this to level 10? Maybe, because I've got a lot of UR Stardust and I could get more. So I could do that, but I don't know if I want to because it's expensive. Very greatly restore the unit's HP, whatever. Give a damage cap 10,000, break 100%, damage taken minus 50% buff. So this buff is probably the best buff we've got, but it's only to the one unit that has this arc equipped. Now the problem with that, there's a problem with it that I thought of, is that if you have this arc equipped on the unit and you use the arc skill, yes, you're getting 10,000 damage cap, but you're not really getting any damage cap from the trait itself. So for a single wield unit, you'd probably be better off using Eldravana instead, even though it's 6,000. It's still good enough and it's active all the time, it's not just a buff, so that's my opinion. But for dual wield units, this is going to be pretty crazy. A 10,000 damage cap for a dual wield unit, or any old unit that has high hit counts, or any mage like Lenius, this could be amazing. But you just got to remember that the unit isn't really going to get any damage from the arc trait, and it's not really going to get any damage cap from the trait either. So if you're low on damage, then this isn't really going to do much for you, because this doesn't increase your damage, just damage cap, break, and less damage taken. So I do like it. It's just got its certain places that it can be used in, kind of limited, but there's still quite a lot of cases where you can use it. It's just if you were to shove it on any units, it's not always going to work. And also we've got another UR arc, which this perfects a God arc. You get 8,000 damage cap for the first 4 skills you use, and 40% damage. See, that's already technically better on an arc trait, you know, but obviously it's only the first 4 skills. But for a longer battle, and for if you want to do burst damage on like mages, I think it's going to be great for sure. So I kind of like the arc, I'm just not super excited about it, and I don't care too much. Graphel's whatever, really. If you like her, then that's up to you, but in my opinion, she's an average unit at this point in time, and we've got some physical DPS units already, so I'm not super excited about getting her, so I'm not going to worry about getting her. But I would like to have this arc because it'd be nice to have it. And now the Archive reward is a claw that's earth, so it would fit on Graphel, but I don't think it's probably not going to be a best option. But if you do get it, it's probably going to be a good option anyways. Critical rate and nerf physical damage by 15%. Nothing crazy, but it's a pretty good claw. Very good claw to have if you get this arc, so it's okay. Nothing crazy, but it is a very nice claw to have if you do get this arc. It's a good arc overall, I say. I don't think it's definitely not the best, but it's kind of in the middle in my opinion. But it depends on if you can get much usage out of this arc skill, and basically 99% of players are not going to have this at level 10 because they're going to focus on other UR arcs at level 10 that are more important, and they're not going to have the UR Stardust available to get this to level 10. So for that case, I don't think this arc skill is going to be that great for the majority of people. Well, I personally don't know too much about Final Fantasy. I've only seen a few of them, so I wouldn't know. I have no idea what this monster is. It's weird. I have no idea what it is. If you get this arc, you could definitely read it and you probably discover more about it, but I've stopped reading the information about arcs for quite a while because I'm like, I don't know, I keep forgetting, and I know it's interesting to know more information about stuff, but I don't always do that anymore. I should do that. I always forget. There's a bunch of arcs that I haven't collected the materials on, rewards, but I went and did that at some point, and I'm probably still missing some, but anyways. I think this arc's pretty good. I don't think I can say anything else on that. I'm hoping we get this arc today, but if we don't, I'm not going to complain. Well, I will complain, but I'm not going to worry too much, because it's not worth chasing in my opinion, and I don't want to spend all my crystals just to get it, and there are still a lot of tickets we can get. So the pay to win arc is something that I will be covering very soon. I'll probably do that before the summons. I'll go over that in a few minutes. I just want to go over the trading space stuff first, because I would like to have a look at the arc, because it is pretty good. I was quite surprised of how good it was. So first we got this UR arc trading ticket. You don't get one yet, you have to do the event 3 days in a row I think to get enough materials to get one, but I've said this before. If you've seen any of the other live streams that I've done that I've had this exact ticket, then you know what I'm going to say. Basically, just get what you're missing, or get the best arcs if you don't have them. In my opinion, the order that you should probably trade in is Great War of Ruins, the #1 option. Number 2 option, the Theopolis. I like those two the most. I think they're the two that stand out the most. After that, it's not a massive deal, but I think probably Councillor 10 is up there too, Melee Mare and Archbeing Eldravana is all up there as well. So those are some you should consider as well. Councillor 10 is only really useful if you get it at level 10 arc skill, so that's one thing you should think about. And most people can't really do that, but it's still useful if you don't get a level 10, it's still good to have. And this flag's pretty good too. For support, you could put it on like Spirit Maiden, the rear, could be good. Melee Mare, I don't use this too much, to be honest. I would like to use this more, but it's only really useful for like melee. But now we've got the Saintly Melee, so I'm not really using original melee anymore. But in the future, if we get more element units, it could be amazing. Could be the best arc for them. And this is good for Logia and other units, but we don't have that many. I would like more element units, I really would. Or Shift Logia. Holy War is also very good to have because it's quite rare, because it was on Murren's banner, which was a permanent unit, so most people didn't get this arc, so this is a very good option too. Not for the art skill, but for the trait, because you get more damage cap for all your allies in the battle. So, and Giant Killing too. This skill right here, I use it on so many units. It's so good because you get 2000 damage cap for skills and special, and you get more damage against bosses too. So, I really like this arc. So I would put that up there too. And that's it. I don't recommend to get Amaterasu. That's probably the last one I would get because it's not that great compared to the others here. Logzair's God of Ruin is good, but it's not as good as the other ones I mentioned, and same with Kagosuchi, Linear Matter, Sky Fortress, Solaris, and Eldravana. I think the ones I've already mentioned, like Holy War, Eldravana, blah blah, those stuff, just look at what you don't have, and then think of what you need, and what you would use, what would benefit your counter most, and get that one. But don't think of, oh, if this one unit that I'm using is going to benefit from this one arc, because that unit's going to get outdated in the future. So get an arc that's going to benefit your overall count the longest. And those two arcs are Great War of Ruin and Theopolis, and then the other options are up to you, and the other options I've said. And there you have it. Now there are some other things, like this is pretty good. This is amazing. I do really like this. Make sure to do this daily because you can only do it once per day. This is how you get the UR trade ticket, so make sure to get that. And you can also get God Relic Prisms, which are amazing. Make sure to get those. but get the ticket first, and then the God Relic Prisms, and then whatever you want after that. It's up to you, but I'm 100% going to get ticket first and then the Prisms, because I really like God Relic Prisms. I think they're an amazing idea, because I've been using these. I used 2 on Saintly Melee, got her to plus 20, so if you save up 10 of these, you can get any unit you want in the game to plus 20. So, for that reason alone, get them and save them for when there's a unit you really want, or a unit that's top tier that you want to get to plus 20 or something. That's my opinion, but it's up to you at the end of the day. And the event trading space, I haven't traded anything yet, but pretty normal event. Get everything that you can. I'm gonna get the tickets right now, because we're going to try and get as many tickets as we can to use those, but probably not going to have too many. And then might as well get Prism just in case you get lucky from tickets later on, and just get everything you can. That's it. I don't think there's really anything else. There is this, which you can get more tickets and stuff from too, so make sure to do that. I can get all 5 right now. I'm going to do that. I'm pretty sure you get these materials from doing any stage, I think, so you can auto farm a story and get these, I believe. That's what it has been in the past, so I'm assuming it's the same thing here. I've been getting some of these materials from the event, farming some of that, so make sure to get you the UR Stardust, because I got 33, I'm still saving them, because there's nothing that interests me recently with the UR arks skills, so make sure to get those, and basically just do a lot of farming, get everything that you can. I still haven't traded everything here, but yeah, 33 is a lot, I know. We should look at the paid equipment. I kind of forgot about that. 33 is a lot, but I've been saving for ages because there has been no UR arc that I care about. I got Eldravana to level 7, I think. I want to get it to level 10, but it's not that important. I could get it to level 10 right now, and I could also get some other UR arcs to level 10, but there's nothing that I'm excited about for UR arcs, so for that reason I'm saving until there's something that I'm very excited about. Like, I really want an arc skill that increases everyone's physical damage cap by 10,000 at level 10. If that comes out in the future, I'm going to get that to level 10 instantly. I really want that arc to come out. It will in the future, it has to. A single ticket, incredibly lucky. But I think the main prize of this is probably the UR arc. And anything else you get, there's a bunch of other tickets too. I think she's still a good unit. I probably don't recommend you use many crystals. If you've already got her, then you don't really need to use any crystals from there. But, up to you. So, paid equipment, I haven't looked at them. So, it'll be interesting. When only one weapon is equipped, physical damage, 30% damage cap, 3000, that's very nice. So you get earth, physical, damage, and damage cap. Pretty nice. Special damage cap, 5000. It's interesting, really. It's an interesting claw. It's a good claw for sure, because 3000 damage cap to earth physical, and you get 30% damage, and you get special damage cap. It's going to be our best in slot claw, definitely. So, there you have it. And then we got a cloth. I don't know what to expect from this. High MP, I guess that makes sense. That's useful. Continuous Grand Brave effect. That's nice. MP 20%. I get it. She needs MP. That's going to be useful. Cut damage taken based on how low unit MP is. Interesting. Resistance to curse. It's a good cloth. It can help with that MP if you're having trouble with that, but you could just put more SE into MP ups. You know, you could do that instead of getting this. So, but you do get continuous Grand Brave and take less damage depending on how little MP you have, but ideally you want to have as much MP as possible. It's okay. It's a good cloth, but I would rather get the claw if you had an option. If you had a choice of getting either one, I would get the claw first, because it increases your damage by 30% and some good damage cap. Is earth, good stats, and the cloth is pretty good too, but I think the claw's better than the cloth, so you have a choice, get the claw first and then the cloth and then whatever you want. Nothing crazy really, I think, because I'm not too excited about the unit, but I think we do get credentials from doing the UR guarantee, so I should still be able to get the claw. I would like the cloth too, if I wanted the unit to be at their best potential, but I'm not too fussed about that. I try not to be. And then you got the normal pity. So that's all the trading space done. I don't know if I've been taking too long talking about everything, but it feels like it. So I will have a look at shop right now. All this stuff here, just all the events and stuff. I don't really need to read this, do I? There is going to be a New Year's event and fishing event on the 1st, and there's a giveaway and login events and stuff. Don't really need to read this. New Year fishing. I haven't done fishing in a while since I got those 9,000 fish. It took ages. It was tiring, but to be honest, fishing is not that bad. It's kind of fun, but repetitive and gets boring over a few hours, and then you don't want to do it anymore and you hate it. We do get 3,000 crystals and a stamp on the 1st of January, which is nice, and I think that's it. So let's look at the packs. This is something that a lot of people are probably interested in and might not like, but there's another arc in this update, and you may be wondering, where the hell is this arc? Where do we get this arc from? Well, it's right here, and problem with this is it's only paid crystals. You can only get this arc from 9,600 paid crystals, which means you have to buy this pack right here just to get this arc. Now you may be thinking, oh, that's a terrible idea. Why would they do that? Well, I understand that. The majority of people won't be able to get this arc, but I don't know what else to say from that, because it's actually a pretty good arc, I'm not gonna lie. I will have a look at it in a minute, but in my opinion, maybe I shouldn't give an opinion yet because I haven't actually looked at it. I'll do that later, but I think it is a good and bad idea at the same time, because it's guaranteed. Actually, I can look at it right here. So it's guaranteed. I was kind of expecting it to be free, but let's have a look at it first, I guess. Damage dealt 20%, damage taken minus 20%. Pretty good. Pretty nice. So here's the interesting thing that I think is going to be pretty good about this arc. It's kind of like a farming arc, so it kind of makes sense why they wanted to release this as a paid arc, because it's kind of like a bonus farming. So after battle, XP received and enemy cell drops 35%. Boost item drop rate in quests by 1.5 times. So basically you have all the XP boost, money boost, and item drop rate in one arc from a trait. That's pretty good by itself. I personally wouldn't complain about that if that's all this arc had, but it doesn't. The problem is when you start talking about the arc skills, that's when it starts becoming a problem. I wonder why. Well, you'll see. So the trait is nothing to complain about really, it's good, but not something that is worth complaining about. But New Year's get up, don't care too much about this skill really. I'm probably not going to use it. Bless speed. This skill, give barrier that nullifies base stats element one time. It is a castable skill, magic skill, so I probably still wouldn't use this either. Yeah, it is very expensive, but you think about it, it's cheaper than having to pity an arc for 200 summons, if you think about it like that. I think about it like that because I spend on this game, and for that reason I think it's worth it. But that's me. If you're like a light spender or free to play, then yes, you're not going to be able to get it and you'll be very mad about this. HP plus 3, very nice to have. Here is the problem, in my opinion. The problem is that this final skill at the bottom exists on this arc, and it's a problem because it kind of makes it a little bit pay to win in a way, and that is you get more damage cap on any unit you want. For skills, the problem with this, the big problem with this, is that a free-to-play player is gonna have, well, it was already a problem actually, that if a free-to-play player couldn't spend to get the paid equipment, then their damage cap's gonna be lower. But this is on a different level because that means if you're free-to-play, you're losing out on 1,200 damage cap on every unit in the game that uses skills. If you think about it like that, it's a terrible idea. Why do they do this? Now I understand that, but you also got to think about, is a skill you've got to fit on the unit first of all, so you need the SC to put it on, and I'm trying to think of more negatives here, but I can't, I really can't, I'm struggling. That's all I can think of, because it's a very good skill, and I personally myself would use it on most units. And if you think about it, I guess another negative is 1,200 damage cap isn't very crazy. It's not going to make the biggest difference in the world. It's only really going to make a difference if you're up against a boss and you're competing against times against that one specific boss, then it's going to be a problem, like time trials. So, but in the overall grand scheme of things, it's not going to be a massive deal, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. But the problem with this is when you're adding this damage cap onto units like Luke that has insane hit counts, giving him more damage cap is going to improve him by a lot more than a normal unit, you know. So that's the only problem I see with this, is this skill. If this skill didn't exist on this arc would be fine. I wouldn't complain about this arc because it was mostly just a farmable arc, an arc you can use for farming, and it didn't give any massive benefits. It just allowed you to farm things easier, and that's it, but that's not the case. And we've also got an archive reward which is acceptable. It's an accessory which increases unit soul drop rate in quest by 1.8 times. This is amazing because it means you don't have to have Theopolis arc to have increased soul drop rate. You can just put this accessory on instead. It's not going to stack, but it is going to mean you can put it on any unit you want. So for that reason, it's very good. You could farm Imperial Guard Commander 3, put this accessory on your farmable units or any unit you want in your team, and then you don't have to worry about having Theopolis. This is very good, and that makes sense on a pay to win arc because it helps with farming, and that's it. So I think this arc's very good, and I would recommend to get it, but I can't recommend to get it because it costs paid crystals. So I'm happy and also not at the same time about this, because I understand what they were doing. They were trying to make a farmable arc with a lot of farmable skills that could help for farming. It could just speed up things, and that's good. But the only problem is it's got damage cap skill and HP plus 3, which can be meta, or at least useful by quite a bit. Like HP plus 3 you could put on your tank units in arena, or any unit you want for more HP and blah blah. But I think this arc's pretty good and worth getting. It's just quite a lot to ask for an arc, especially for free to play, so it's kind of sad really that you have to buy it, but that's just what we're gonna do right now. I should have read everything else that pack had, but there's the limited arc. It's worth getting, but I can't recommend anyone to get it unless you really want it that badly and you care so much. If you just look at the damage cap by itself, I would say don't worry about it, because 1,200 damage cap isn't crazy good. it's good. It's good to allow for you to have higher potential on units, but if you don't care about that, if you're not worried about it, maybe not worried about it too much, but if you think you can get value from this and you're willing to get this, then get it. I think that's all I'm going to say for that, because it's good. I've been talking for a long time and I still haven't done everything I wanted to do, so I'm kind of worried about time right now, because I've only got an hour and 10 minutes left-ish. So, let's look at the other packs. I don't know if I want to get these two or not, I'm not sure. This one is definitely worth getting, because I think you get a guaranteed DOH unit from this, I think. So, if you're missing DOH units, this is 100% worth getting for this ticket alone, because you get guaranteed unit, it's worth it. These two, I don't know if I want these or not. 7,700 crystals for a temple for Super DOH, and 2 temples for this New Year gacha. You are Stardust and Mother Souls, and it's pretty good, but I don't know if I would want to get it. Technically it's worth it, but again it's paid crystals. This one, I kind of want to get this one because it gives a rainbow potion. I kind of want to get that one instead of this one, or I can get both. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll just get this one, I think, for the rainbow potion, because how many do I have? 2. Yeah, I think I'll get this one. I think. I don't know, it's a hard decision. Ultra Rainbow. Yeah, I think that thing is it raises units level 100, unlocks all ability pieces. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. It saves time, but again, it doesn't matter, because us people at endgame don't have to worry about materials. The only thing this does is saves time clicking buttons. So if you're thinking of about how valuable it is, not super. For a newer player, yes, for sure, it's going to be amazing, but people like us don't really care. It just saves time, saves a lot of clicks, that's really it. So I don't know if I want to get these. Maybe I'll hold off for now and decide later, because these are probably not going to get. Yeah, I know that I would do that if it was something I cared about, but I don't care about this unit, really. I would like the ark. I really forget doing the summons. Your Stardust is great to have. If I get these, I'm now at 36. No, crazy. If I get these, I'll be at 37, 38, 39. Yeah, that's a bit crazy. Why do I have so much? Even I don't know that. I mean, I do, but jeez, it's a lot. You know, I think we're just gonna go to summons. 4,700, you're paying 3,000 more for this one. Makes sense. Because I'm not low on Mother Souls, I've got, yeah, this is funny. That's amazing, 21,000. Wow. Even I'm shocked about that. 112. Yeah, this is what accounts look like once you get end game. You got a lot of stuff. It's fun, but again, at the same time, it's like you can get used to it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get this one because of Rainbow Potion. I'm gonna hold off for this one. I'm not gonna get this one. Probably not. I don't think I want it yet. And then I think that's it. So let's actually get the summons finally. It's been an hour and we haven't even gone to the summons yet. This is a shocker. I thought we would be there by now, but I took too long. Wow. So you are guaranteed gachas, right? So again, this is the same amount of paid crystals as the LR arc. Now, if you're a new player, you're going to benefit from all 3 of these, but obviously it's incredibly expensive to get all 3 of these, so I don't recommend it. It's going to be a lot. But if you're a new player and you get all 3 of these, you're going to be set for... your account's going to go 10 times better if you buy all 3 of these, but majority of people are not going to do that. Even if you get only 1 UR arc from each of these, you get 1, 2, 3 new URs on your account, you're still going to be crazy good. I'm not going to do this yet, but I'll do that soon. I'm going to do this one because it's got the new unit and the new UR in. The problem with it is, though, this is the one that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 URs in, so there's a 1 in 6 chance of getting it. We're not going to get it. I know we're not. I told myself I'm not going to worry about getting nothing today because I didn't care, but that's never the case. It never happens like that. It's always like, oh, I want it anyway, you know. I haven't really looked at these banners because I've got everything. But yeah, I'm going to use tickets. I just want to have a look at what all of these banners have. There's some good stuff in all these banners. Great War of Ruin is in this one, and Theopolis, so this is probably the one you should pull in, maybe, because it's got, yeah, this one, part 2 seems very good, probably the best option, maybe. Part 3, okay, yeah, I think part 2 is probably the best one. It's got Theopolis and Great War of Ruin, but it's up to you. Here's the plan for someone that plans to do one of these. Don't use your UR arc select ticket yet. Save it and do one of these first, like part 2 first, and use all your tickets first before selecting the UR, because you could get the UR arc that you wanted, then you could get another UR arc from the selector, so that's an idea. We've got a few tickets, some nice tickets, and those 2, okay. And I think that's it, right? I'm gonna save these. Yeah, I think that's it. I've used all my tickets, so let's start using tickets, right? Yeah, well, the chances of getting Graphel or the UR from this one in particular is just too low. It's not gonna happen. I know my luck this time is gonna be terrible, but let's hope that's not the case. Let's start using these. I'm pretty sure they guarantee a DOH unit, but whatever. I expect absolutely nothing from these 2 temples. I'm secretly hoping that we get the UR from Graphel's banner tickets, because that would be great. This temple looks like nothing, but I think it does guarantee at least 1 red. I'm guessing. I think. I don't know. I haven't actually read them properly, what the tickets give. They have so many tickets sometimes that it's kind of... yeah, guaranteed unit. It's going to be a guaranteed DOH. Pretty certain there's going to be no other SSRs in this temple, as expected. Sarah's actually pretty good. It's not bad. That would be a very good pull. If I was someone that didn't have Sarah, that would be great. But plus 2 SC for a Sarah, for me, is just nothing, really. Why do I have both of these? I have no idea. Plus 1 of these. Just gonna let you know, I'm still missing Zoglas. So, yeah. I don't know how, it's been years and I still don't have Zoglas. So if there's a new unit at the end, probably Zoglas. That would be funny, but sad at the same time. Still only 1, 2, 0. Ardeen. Yeah, funny story. I still don't have Zoglas, and I never pulled Ruto, so I select Ruto from the free selector ticket that we got at one point from an anniversary, I think. So I've still not pulled Ruto either from any gacha, and I've done a lot of summons on this account, so it's kind of crazy. Didn't really get anything from that. I mean, Ardeen and Sarah is good units, but you know, dupes of them I don't really care. Now we got a few of these. I'm hoping, secretly hoping we can get the UR from these tickets, but that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Trust me. 0.4% is too low. Because I personally did like to get most things. Like, I tried not to miss anything. But I've stopped caring about that. I've stopped caring about that recently because I want to spend less. So, I don't expect anything from these three. It's probably going to be a skip. Imagine the first 3 tickets. Nope. No reds. I'm missing a few collab units. First temple. I'm missing a few collab units. That's probably the most I'm missing. And Zoglas. And Graphel. And that's it. Some collab arks too. No red in this temple. It's my guess. But you never know. Obviously, if it's anything new, we're hoping for a... That's an interesting temple there. I was hoping it was going to go blue, but... Huh. I don't know what I think about that, because, I said I didn't care about this unit. It's still pretty nice, it's pretty good, but it wasn't a UR arc, so I'm not going to complain no, because the game doesn't like complaining, does it? I am not going to read this text at the bottom, because it loses brain cells when I read this. That's what I feel like happens when I read whenever she talks. Do not read it, you'll lose many brain cells. That's pretty good though. At least I'll get to try her out. Now we're just hoping for a UR arc to appear, but it's not gonna happen, is it? I was hoping it was gonna happen. I really was. Yeah, as soon as I read the terrible spelling, I hate it. I just don't like her as a unit because she speaks like a toddler. She looks like a toddler. The gold doesn't mean anything. There's a red. So from now on, we're hoping for a UR arc, but expectations are low. That was I don't know what to say about that temple. Plus 12, great. That was probably the most reds I've got in a temple. That isn't guaranteed, but none of them turned blue, so I don't know. That crimson ore though, that Magi's pretty good. Come on. If I were to get the UR arc, would I get it to level 10? Arc skill? Maybe. I don't know. Consider it. Think about it. I think... Yeah, I was gonna say... I think there's gonna be some temples coming up that are gonna not have any reds because that last temple we just had took all of the reds and now they're gone. So for that reason I think our luck's disappeared now. We used it all up. We have none left. Another gold. Doesn't mean anything. Never means anything unless it is a red from the start, which doesn't always happen. It's rare. There's a red. You know what would be funny if I got a dupe of Graphel? Granadus is actually pretty good, because he's pretty good. Because I still... I've stopped using them recently, not gonna lie. Oh, right, it shows a list of every single skill that you've learnt on the unit. What's the point? This is weird, anyway. I think it felt like those were all the tickets, but I think I've still got one more. For anyone that didn't have Granados, that would have been an amazing temple, because Granados is great to have. We've got one left to hopefully get. Yeah, it's funny. This temple is not going to give a red, it's going to be a terrible temple. Trust me. Actually, don't trust me, I'd rather forget you are rock, but expectations are always low. Usually this will be a good sign that there'll be a red, but don't troll me. I'm not getting trolled, I'm not allowing it to happen. Expecting no reds. See? Told you. It's happened many times to me. Probably to other people too. Looks promising, but it's not. The animations don't mean anything. Anyone that shows up means nothing. It's all a bunch of garbage. So, that's all the tickets I've got. Now, obviously I'd still like to get the Your Ark, but, I don't know what the plan is now, because I don't really have any more tickets. I did say I was not going to do many summons, but, you know, I say that and I don't actually mean it. I do want to do this, but at the same time I don't, because it's too expensive to get dupes. So, I'm gonna equip Graphel at least. Graphel. I wasn't too excited about her, but at least I'll get to try her out somewhat. If we got time for that, we should do. There's an hour left-ish. Terrible spelling. Anyways, the UR arc would go nicely with her. Well, 17%. You say it like it's good, but honestly, I still gotta do this, right? Step gacha exists. Yeah, that's a good thing, really. I'll be able to use the credentials for her paid equipments. That'll be good. This is a skip. 2 golds. Hoping we get the arc, but what's the average amount of summons you have to do for UR? I think it's like 200 or so on average. There's too many. I'm not gonna pity UR arc. I would like to have it, but I'm not doing that again. I told myself I wouldn't unless it was something I really wanted. It's going okay. It would go better if I got the UR arc, but the game doesn't want it. Yeah, I got a 2 from tickets, so I was lucky, but those tickets were not free tickets, they were tickets I actually got from the shop, so technically I paid for those summons, which I did. But getting her from tickets is pretty good. You know what would suck is getting a dupe of her. So don't do that. Give me the arc. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, don't chase URs unless you're willing to do 400 summons, which is too many. And you gotta remember there are still tickets we can get. Why is there a cat? Well, next temple is free. Get out of the bag, you stupid. There's a temple. There's a free temple. He's chewing the bag. Free temple. Imagine getting a UR from this temple. Not gonna happen. You're such a pain. Theria's not gonna troll me again. Trust me. It's not gonna happen. I'm not looking at the screen because I don't want to be disappointed a second time today. So, no Graphel dupes, only URs. If there's something new, it could be there's still things we're missing. We're missing Zogless, and there's nothing new. There's also missing a SSR arc 1 or 2, I think. And the UR. Yeah. Her with the Leona would be quite interesting, comparing their animations of skills would be quite funny, because they're probably quite similar. Now, here's the thing. What do I do now? Because I've got probably 15 minutes-ish left, but I still want to try to hopefully get the arc, just in case. I've done some of the event. There are more tickets here that we could get, but I can't farm them right now. Only 2 tickets. I think the plan is to... I've got a few free crystals, if you can hear me over a cat playing with a bag. I've got a few free crystals to use, so I would do that if I was sensible. I would do this and then stop and then use tickets, but I'm not sensible, so I'm gonna do single summons. I shouldn't. But imagine. I should save. I'm just imagining. Well, actually I can't, because I don't think we're gonna get a UR arc today, but I'm gonna get 1 red. Feel the luck. Doesn't exist. And then we're probably gonna do the UR guarantee and be disappointed. Actually, we do get tickets from the UR guarantee. We get 10 more tickets, don't we? Huh. And credentials and stuff and things, so... Interesting. But I still think... See, here's the thing. What arcs do you think we're gonna get from the UR guarantee? I don't know. Obviously, I'm expecting a dupe of something I've already got many times. Where's the red? I just want 1 red so I can feel better about this. That's what I tried to do last time and it didn't work. There's a red, it's nothing obviously because it didn't go to a UR. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What is available in here? Obviously we've got the new one. Holy War, Amaterasu, Council of 10, Logzaris, God of Ruin, Lily Matter. The worst possible arc we could get here is Council of 10. The worst possible thing we can get is Council of 10, because I've already got that level 10. Anything else we get is whatever. So, I'm gonna do this. We get 10 New Year tickets. That's not for Graphel's banner, is it? No. New Year ticket. Super DOH. It is this one, okay. So there's still a chance. We get 35 credentials. How many do we have right now? I don't want to do it, you know. I don't want to. 32.7%. Yeah, sure, that makes me feel a lot better about not getting it. Definitely not. Man. Well. Chance means nothing. I just want to check. We've got 11 already. Okay. 32. Hour 400. Not happening. Let's just do this. I don't want to. Imagine opening up the wrong one. That would be the worst thing you could do. Obviously, there's going to be many dupes from this, but there's an incredibly small chance we could get at least one new thing from here. But it's not going to happen. We've already got Graphel. Yeah, well, I want to, but don't want to because it's too many crystals and you could get lucky, you could just not get anything, that's the problem. So, here. I mean, since I don't really care too much about the UR, I guess it's not a massive deal that we don't get it. So, yeah. I wish I could slow this down, you know. It goes through all these 10 red orbs too fast, see? There's not going to be any bonus. That is... pretty good, actually. I didn't expect to get it, really. 1 in 6 chance, I think that is. So, yeah, that, well... chance on my side today, I think. Yeah. Well, that's why you keep your expectations low, because then you get happy about the things that you get, even if it's terrible. But this time, well, actually, I'll be honest, most times I've done the UR guarantee gacha, they've been good to me. In most cases, there've been like 1 or 2 cases that's been terrible. But 90% of the time, I've gotten something new from this. So, I didn't get a second UR, so that's unlucky, but why am I even saying that? It was pretty good. Well, yeah, well, I don't know what to say, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, dupes with tickets would be, I don't know, sometimes this makes me feel worse. Like, if I were to get a dupe of the UR arc and tickets, I'll be like, I don't know, that would be just, that'd be strange. It's happened with the Perfects of God arc. That was so funny, so funny. Well, at least now we can do a proper showcase with her and 2 new arcs. Is it gonna be great? Yeah, but now I've got to level the UR and the LR. Obviously I would level UR first. Would I get this arc skill to level 10? Yeah, maybe. I'll use the tickets right now. So at level 1, 5000 damage cap, break 50%, damage taken minus 20%. Okay. It's actually not bad for a level 1, getting 5000 damage cap. Let's use the rest of the tickets. 3 more temples. And then I can save the rest of my crystals. How many do I have? Good enough. I can save those for whatever the next unit's gonna be. So that's gonna be good. Then I have 2 weeks to save, that's gonna be great. So, I'm still missing the guy I said, Zoglas. So it'll be funny if we get him. That'll be funny. And I think we're still missing Phantom Crows. For some reason, I don't know how. A dupe of Graphel would be okay. That would probably be pretty good if we could get that, but actually a dupe of the UR would be good because then we can use that to +1 the arc skill. But I'm not gonna ask for it because asking for dupes of a UR arc is stupid. I at least hope for reds. There's a red. I don't know what I'm expecting at this point. I'm not expecting anything. One red, good enough. Each red is more crimson ore. So, that's good. We've got 2 left. Got about 45 minutes left-ish for me, so I probably have to speed this up a little bit. I should still have time to showcase Graphel. Definitely, for sure, I want to. But I'm not gonna build her fully. Another arc. What arc is it gonna be? Another SSR? It's only one. Yeah, well, I personally don't know too much about all the numbers behind everything, all the math. This is a terrible temple. I don't know much about any of that stuff, unless it specifically tells me. Makes sense, there's this additive. I still think the 100% break still sounds pretty good. No red in this temple, as expected. I still think it's a decent arc skill, you know, it's pretty good, but I don't know if I would get it to level 10. I have to consider it. I have to really think about if I want to spend my precious Stardust on one arc. I'll consider it, but it's just difficult to do that. Yeah, well, I don't know what I expect. I think if I were to get this level 10, the only thing I would want from this is the damage cap, I think. I probably wouldn't care too much about the break, because I've never been much about caring about break units, but actually, you could... I don't... Is the break even that good? Because you could just use a break arc instead, right? That would technically be about the same break level 120%. So technically that's better, right? Well, if you were to want to break on Murren or someone, then there's no point. Yeah, I think the damage cap's gonna be great. I should go to the trading space. Yeah, the 120% is just better, so using this arc skill alone just for break is not going to be the way. I think you're only going to benefit from this skill if you want the damage cap. I kind of want to do it, but I'm not going to do it in this stream because I want to think about it, and I've got to do a lot of stuff. I'm going to check the training space real quick. I'm going to start showcasing her soon because I want to try her out a little bit. At least. And 18,000 crimson ore. I can see some good potential with the Ark and Graphel, for sure. So we got 46, so that's unfortunate because I need 4 more. Yeah, that's why I still haven't gotten Ultraviolet to level 10, because I'm like, oh, level 7 is good enough, I can keep it there, because I can save those Stardust that I could save and not use forever. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I have a problem with hoarding things and not using them. How useful is this going to be, really? How useful is Graphel going to be? Good question. Because I said it myself that I probably wasn't going to use it very much. But I'm 4 off getting this cloth, so I might as well. I probably should. Probably will. It's only 1,200 paid crystals for that. There's probably something I should do. Yeah, I think I will. How much Stardust do we have now? 37. Soul Crystal. I didn't even know we had that. That was probably from one of the packs that I didn't even look at. We got 4 of these now. I got so much stuff. It's great to have this much stuff. I just don't know what to do next. I want to showcase the unit. Let me just show what I've got so far. This arc, level 7. I do want to get it to level 10, but I don't care. Let's just start showcasing Graphel, because I'm worried about losing time, so... Rainbow Potion or not Rainbow Potion? Well... I'm saving Rainbow Potion. I'm going to use a Blue Potion, because she doesn't deserve a Rainbow Potion. God Potion, maybe? Sure. I don't think I'll be able to get her to 5th Enhance in this dream. We're so close to level 49. Doesn't deserve a Rainbow Potion, yeah. Well, here's me saying it. I'm saying all of this and I haven't even tested her yet, so you know more than me. I'm just saying from a perspective of not even testing her yet. She looks average. I could be wrong, because I was wrong with Vayne. I said I didn't care too much about him, but I'm wrong. He's good, I know. I don't know everything, trust me. Because I have a lot of fun exploring them myself. I don't want to say any of this. I really don't. Of course, I can do this, and I aim to. I give up. I've already stopped caring about what she's saying. Yeah, she can be fun. Like, the main reason, I guess it's a good thing to think about is, Saintly Melee, I got her to plus 20, even though she's not the best DPS in the game, I still got her to high SET and stuff, so Graphel could be similar. In the case of she could be fun, even though she's not the highest DPS. DPS is not everything. I swear, if everyone starts talking like an idiot like this, I'm gonna lose so many brain cells. I'm already losing them. You see, I can't talk. I have a lot of these I could use. Here, I'm gonna save those. Let's unlock a lot of stuff. I could have used that thing to unlock all of these skills to save time, because I don't have much time, but I'm saving it. Maybe in the future for like, I'm really hoping for like a next level Logzeus or something that I can shove all of my god prisms into that is super top tier, but that's not gonna happen, is it? Well, technically, Luke or Stan are kind of on that level. They're already at plus 12. Yeah, there's too many sword users. I'm secretly hoping that they're not going to release any more sword units for a while, and they're going to start releasing more unique weapon units, like Graphel uses a claw. We don't have many units that use claws. Hopefully they release more units like... I would really like a bow unit. Shifter Groog. Nah, it's all about... For me, I still want a Shift Lily again. Because it's been ages and she hasn't had another shift, so melee was good, very close to being a Lily. I mean, I don't know how we can get better than that. Shift Foul would be cool. Here's the problem though, I thought about it, and those permanent units like Logia, they're all units from the past, and they're usable in that specific storage stage that only allows you to use those permanent units that are based in the past. So that made me think maybe they're not going to release a shift because otherwise they would be too strong for like being a past unit, and they would probably be a permanent unit if they were a shift. If there was a shift Logia, it would probably be a permanent unit, wouldn't it? If they made a DOH version of that unit, stop playing with your tail. If they made a DOH version, it could be too strong. That would be great. A DOH version of Logia, or I don't know if they would do that though. Having a DOH version of a permanent unit. I don't think they've ever done that. Favoured sword. We really need some variety of units, because I really want bow boost and bow high boost on arks. I'm waiting for it, because I would like to have that, because that would be amazing, but I know they don't want to do that. Because if you think about it, that could be pretty strong. Like, think about it, you have the Godforge bow on Luke, right? And then you also have bow boost and high boost, which could add more crit rate. That could be too much crit rate. That could be even more damage that they don't want to give right now. That would be quite funny. Yeah, that I would, but why not though? Because we've gotten almost every weapon boost on arks, arguably. Like, we've got most of them. So, sword, bow boost has to be there eventually, right? It has to. I know it would be strong. That means they could just put it on a UR arc, right? They could, all they have to do, release a new bow DOH unit, which is ice, just for the sake of having more ice physical DPS units, and release it with a new UR arc, which has some bow boost on it. I doubt they would do that. I mean, what would you rather have? Limited arcs that you buy, or more UR arcs? Well, to Adis is tough because we're getting both anyway at the same time, like right now. But if we had a choice, I would probably go with, I don't know, UR arcs. They're giving them out. They're doing it a lot better with that now, but it took ages for them to do that, and still the 400 pity is too much. They should still lower it to like 300. Make it reasonable. 400 is too much. Well, you never know what they can do, because occasionally they'll release units like Roy and Break Game for quite a while. Like, they released, in my opinion, they released Shifts, Lagrabos, and I don't know if that's considered breaking the game, but it's kind of on that level for Arena. That's just kind of the type of game breaking I think of, not game breaking in terms of, oh, everything is now unusable. More of like it's incredibly strong. I have no idea what they're going to do in the future, nobody knows. Would be interesting to know. We don't actually have that many earth claws. We've only got this one. It's a problem. We have a few claws though. This one's good. Yeah, sometimes they're like, well, how did they let units like, I don't know if I should say it, but Luke's pretty good, and I feel like he's better than he should have been. Like, how did they allow him to have so many hits? Like, I was using Luke in multiplayer yesterday, and I literally lagged out someone's game because I was using him. I was spamming skill 3s and they just lagged and disconnected because they couldn't handle the amount of hits. It's funny, but now I think about it, I'd rather have higher damage numbers than more hit counts. Because more hit counts, more lag. Can't see anything. What's going on? Things are just dying. There's too many numbers on the screen. With Luke, most numbers are not even appearing on the screen because there's too many. So with clothes, I don't think there's that many good options. That's kind of why I'm considering getting the paid one, and I'm so close to it, so I might as well. Probably will. I think I will. I mean, they could do so much in this game. It's kind of the same with most games. There's a lot of potential there. They just have to use the potential. Most of the time they don't. But I'm still happy with what this game is doing. I'm not one of those people that complains about things because that ruins the experience of the game. I just enjoy it for what it is. Have fun with the units. I don't try hard in anything because it ruins the fun. This happens for me. I try harded on a game, played it too much, and then I just burn out on the game because I played it too much, and then I just don't really play anymore. So I don't want to do that. What accessories would I put on? Shift foul would be pretty good. I don't know why they haven't released one. Physical damage to bosses. This one. Well, I'm a tiny bit worried because the power creep has been a lot recently. If you haven't noticed, I have no idea when this happened, but the power creep has been too high. Like, we've had Logzaeus, and he was like the best unit for ages, and then there was a long break of average units, and out of nowhere we're just getting these insane units with crazy high damage caps and crazy numbers we're seeing now, and no idea when that happened. I just blinked and everything's changed. It's funny. Like, I don't know, maybe it started with Adele, maybe before then, I don't know, I can't say. How old is she? Unknown. Oh, great. Wow. Yeah. See, I'm shocked. I'm shocked because they released Stan and Luke. They gave everyone a free ticket to get one of those units. So, I'm kind of shocked they did that, really. That they released 2 top tier DPS units and we could get one for free, literally everyone. Why would they do that? I mean, it's a collab, it makes sense, they've always done that, but training others, mining ore. Okay. Yeah, DMC was, it makes sense though. DMC was pretty good. But I haven't used those units in a while. I just feel like the unit power creep is too much. Like, I'm thinking about it, and a lot of good units I don't use. Like, I still haven't fully built more recent units because I've had no reason to use them anywhere. So, units like Luke I've only started building recently, and he's still missing 2 SC. Starn was the first one I built, because I liked him the most. I haven't even built Yuri yet, because I don't have a reason to use him anywhere. I mean, I could try him in Arena, and units like Violet I haven't used in ages, and Crow I haven't used, Morgana, I haven't used all of these units in months. Or when they came out, I use them quite a lot. I haven't used Nero in a while either, you know. All these good units, I don't use them, you know. And I want to use Thouser more, but I just can't find an excuse to use him anywhere. Even though he's pretty good, and I haven't been using Alice in many content because I haven't had an excuse to use her in anywhere, and it's the same situation. In you get certain units that are the best at what they do, and all the other units are average, and you don't have an excuse to use them. Anyways, I'm getting even lower on time, so I should probably start trying her out, should we? I'm gonna level this up. Yeah, the maze, I personally, I don't know if people hate me for saying this, but the maze is difficult, and sometimes I just find it's not fun. Like, sometimes things being too difficult makes it not fun for me. Like, the tower, floor 92, is just annoying. It's difficult, but that's what makes it annoying. It's not something you can have a specific build against, like if you put on a bunch of buffs and debuffs or something. I mean, maybe that'll work, but I like having one team that can beat everything. I know that's kind of not the point. You kind of have to adjust your builds, adjust your team for what content you're doing. I do that. But the maze is just, it takes too much time, and it's difficult, so I'm like, whatever. Something I'll do eventually, but I'm not going to focus on it, because I would get bored by the time I spent all that time on it. I would be burnt out by the time I finished it. That's what I feel like. I don't think we can get this level 10 yet. Yeah, Shift Bayland is not the highest DPS, but he can be used in almost everywhere. So that's why most people use him in like multiplayer, because you don't have to worry about a specific unit. You can just use Bayland. But I've been trying not to do that. Yeah, the maze is a lot easier now than it was, but I still am just like, I can do it if I want to, but I do it in my own time and I don't care too much, so if it was limited time I would care a lot more, because that means I would want to continue doing it, but I'm getting there eventually. I haven't touched it in a few weeks again. I did it a little bit for a few days, and then I stopped again. But right now, since we've got these newer units, it could definitely be a lot easier. Like, we got Starn and Luke now, and Yuri, and even Graphel, and those units that we could use. I was gonna try and do this with Eliza spamming Meteor Rain to hope that worked. That's just my idea. I was gonna do that at some point. I was gonna come back to it. Yeah, Shift Bayland's skill 3 is surprisingly wide. Quite big. We need... What do we need? If you think about what we actually need in this game, what units do we want? Well, I want another ice DPS unit that's at least unique. Like, I don't know, more bow units. If we get an ice bow unit, I would love it. Let's try out Graphel, Giraffe, Graphel. I don't know much about her at all because I've just been saying to myself I don't want her, so I don't care. But that's not the case anymore. Yeah, because if you compare Shift Baylor's DPS, it's kind of low. I was just going with this, but actually I need Honey Elixir, so Council 10 it is. I think Luke in multiplayer is just pretty funny, because it just melts everything. You could just... I tried Luke with Trishula, it could just kill most content. Too strong. So what's my plan? I don't know, I haven't been paying attention to anything that I've been doing. So that's all automatically casted, use Charisma. Let's try out the skills. Skill 3. It's fun, just a bit slow. Skill stocks, remember they're going to be one lower than what they are right now because of Council 10. So 433 skill stocks, pretty good actually. A lot of skill 3 skill stocks. Obviously it's going to be laggy because I haven't switched the Steam version, I forgot to do that. I should do that now because you can't see anything with the amount of lag. I like our skill 3. Too much lag, I can't see. It reminds me a lot of Leona. It's pretty similar. And things are dying and I'm spamming skills and they're dead. Well, okay. I'm glad the voice actor is not English. That would be so annoying. If a voice actor talked like an idiot all the time in English, I would just want to not use her anywhere. I would refuse to use her if she spoke like that. I'm glad. I'm gonna switch over. It'll be faster. I've already done the updates. Most people probably noticed there was no maintenance, which was interesting because I thought there would be. So the reason why this stream was a bit of a weird time, I gotta adjust this again. Reason why it was at a weird time this stream is because I had to do lunch and everything really early. Center fit to screen, there you go. So this event went live at 7 AM my time. That's too early. I'm not getting up at 7 AM just to showcase and do all this stuff for hours. I'm not getting up at 7 AM. I would be too tired for that. So I got up at like 9:30. I've already had lunch and it's not even lunchtime. I had lunch for breakfast. So I did all that just so I could do the stream early. Let's try this again. I'm gonna go with I guess I can go with Tharia, right? Actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's good enough. And we can try out this. I wonder how good that will be. I haven't, since it's been early day for me, I haven't quite processed what's happened. So, I'm probably going to be a lot happier later that I got the UR arc, but right now I kind of haven't really processed it yet. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, 7 AM I would not get up at that time unless I was forced to. So let's try all this stuff out. But I don't get why, but I end up waking up earlier than my clock, my alarm. Let's use this because I want to see the animation. I set the alarm for 9:30. I wake up at 9:25. Why? Oh, that's creepy. I just noticed there's like a skull face at the bottom. That's pretty cool. I wish it gave a damage boost too. Does any of her skills group? Skill 3 is a maybe. Kind of. Not really. A little bit. Okay, you know, it's kind of fun. Not gonna lie. Jumping around everywhere. Reminds me a lot like Leona, and I never used Leona too much because I didn't get her when she came out. I wanted to use her because she has some good potential, but I never really used her. Because by the time I got her, she was like a tiny bit outdated. And then after that we got Eldravana with the favored sword, which Leona didn't have. Also, one thing to note is Graphel does not have Earth Mega Boost. She's got Earth Attack Raise 3 when she gets 5th Enhance. I think Earth Mega Boost is on here. Earth Mega Drive. So, yeah. What it looks like is if you want to reach her maximum potential, she's gonna need a lot of limited things, which is kind of unfortunate, but you don't need it. It's just a bonus. Having Earth Mega Drive and the new UR for the two-handed claw boost and the limited arc for the more damage cap and Holy War for Giant Killing 2, all of that stuff, and a paid claw. All of that stuff is like endgame stuff that most players won't have, but I want to try that at some point. I think I'll try this one more time. I'm going to try a special out this time. Maybe I should do some comparison between her and Leona. That's a good idea. Do I have time for that? Not really, but because we got Princess Summer Leona, we don't really use this Leona anymore. Leona's pretty similar. Rending Whirlwinds, Fury Blows, Iron Palm, right? Yeah, blows, roundhouse. It's pretty similar. But I don't think she has the Kai boost like Leona. I think she's got the unique Kai boost. Yeah, Kai levels. Leona has that, but Graphel doesn't. I just want to have a look at what's different, really. Kai charge. This is why her special was pretty strong, because she had this Kai level thing going on. Also got Divinity Slayer, but Graphel has Divinity Buster. Not a massive difference. High drive, blah blah. Two-handed claw she does have. Oh, that's interesting. She's got two-handed claw, but Graphel doesn't. Graphel doesn't have this either. Instant strike. Does have favored sword. Doesn't have this because this is obviously unique to Leona. So here's the interesting thing. Graphel Claw Technique is on Graphel and Leona. We should have seen this coming, we really should. We should have seen it coming. Graphel Claw Technique, Graphel Claw Technique, Leona. And then we got Graphel, which is kind of, yeah. So, Leona kind of tried to copy Graphel, like, they're pretty similar. Let's try this again. I got like 10 minutes left, I think. Man, I want to do a lot more tests and stuff, but I'm not going to have time for that. I'm going to try to do a few things. I definitely want to try Route, because I think she's going to be fun with the UR and the limited arc too. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. Let's try this. I do like this arc. Look at the skull down there. It's creepy. I don't know what I'm seeing. It looks like a... I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. I have no idea what I'm seeing. Let's try out our special. I think it's pretty good. Well, I have no idea. I'm just testing. The animation's good. What I mean. I don't think the damage is going to be crazy. Yeah, you see it's got all those symbols that's the same as Leona. That's why it's kind of special is kind of similar. I think it's going to be fun. Anyone that liked Leona, you're going to love this unit. Skill 1 is basically the same. I think I'm going to do a comparison in a second. I want to do that. I'm quite interested. You know what she reminds me of? I'm just thinking about this. This is not just me. I don't know if other people notice this, but look at what she looks like, right? Great. Mostly look at her pixel art. Pink hair. You know where I'm going, don't you? If you don't... Pink hair. It's kind of similar. I mean, it's just what it reminds me of. That's who it reminds me of anyway. I mean, the pixel art is what reminds me of Milim. This version not as similar, but this version for sure is definitely similar. Pretty similar. Yeah, I liked Leona, but I just felt like she was limited to Earth and I didn't really care because I had... Actually, it might have been because I had Levi at the time and I was like, I've got Levi which is better DPS, so I don't want Leona. I think I might have been like that at the time. I want to see, what is this? What am I looking at? Here's the skull face. You know, I have something in my head I want to say, but I don't want to say it because it's too rude. But I want to say it. Skull face. It's got this thing at the end. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Is it like a big monster? Because all these stuff at the back. This is probably a mouth. This is its face, I'm assuming. This wings, it looks like very tiny, and this looks like it's probably like a giant snake or something. That makes it even worse. And this one ship trying to destroy. I don't want to say what I think it is. I want to. People will hate me. I don't want to say it. I won't, because I'm just being stupid. Cloud God, Murada, Uvis, Bebe. Okay. Well, enough of looking at a giant something. Yeah. What should I do? I got like a few minutes, 10 minutes probably. I mean, most people will get it. Well, not everyone. Maybe only certain people. Dirty mind people understand me. Still want to say it. It's funny. Like when there's a monster just looks like a giant. Yeah. I'll leave it there. I'm just going too deep into this, aren't I? I'm thinking too much about it. I'm now ruining this art. I'm completely destroying this art just by thinking of what I'm thinking. this small thing down here about to get destroyed by this huge giant thing. I'm gonna leave it. I'm going too far. Let's two-handed claw, skill 2 breakthrough. I was gonna compare her to Leona. I want to try that out just because I haven't used Leona in a long while. Why am I... Sometimes they do some very questionable art, but I'm not going to question it. Well, I have been. Let's try out Leona. For the main reason of comparing. That's it. Yeah. So, I gotta go to my dad's soon. He's on his way now, so I gotta finish up in like a few minutes. That's the reason. Honey Elixir. I just want to see what her animations are like and her hit counts, because I don't remember. Haven't used her in a while. Don't look at the damage caps, that's a bad comparison, but I just want to test this. Okay, I see. 18 hits-ish. That's not a close the gap skill 3 on Leona. Graphel's skill 3. I see. Leona's skill 3 is faster, it looks like. They're all dying, as expected. Skill 1's pretty similar, see. And skill 2 is, lower hit counts but more damage cap, yeah. I see. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to leave it here. I'm gonna do a few more tests and I'm gonna have to leave it here because I have to go, like, right now. If I compare it to Graphel, I just doing this for fun. You've got to remember Leona is a quite older unit at this point compared to the newer units, so yeah. What if you had Graphel plus Leona in the team for more damage? Yeah, maybe. So she's got to close the gap. It's a few more hits. Looks slower. Yeah, but the skill 1, it's got some range. I'm surprised about the range. Skill 2. Yeah, I'm fine with these skills, you know. Because what I'm thinking is, if you don't think of DPS, you just think of damage per skill. What you want for more damage per skill is obviously damage cap, but you also want hit counts and skill stocks help. She's got quite good skill stocks and decent hit counts and decent damage caps, so I think her damage per skill is not going to be that bad. I think it's going to be pretty decent. That's just what I'm gathering from this. It's pretty fun. Launching enemies into the air like Nero was always pretty fun. Who? Did Sarah just... Sarah took the spotlight there and killed him. Wow. Sarah so strong. Yeah, well, I don't think I can really do any more showcase because I kind of have to leave, so... Because I haven't been able to go to my dad's yet because he had COVID at Christmas, which was the worst thing possible, so... I need to spend some time over there today, so I won't be able to do any more about Graphel today. I'm gonna have to test her out once I got some time, but... Just to quickly summarize everything, yeah, thanks for coming. It's always great to see people show up to these streams. Yeah, I think they should be better now. There's a lot of sickness going around right now. especially over the past few weeks, everyone has been sick apart from me, because I had my cold like a month ago, so I've avoided it. It's quite funny, really. But anyways, I'm gonna quickly summarize everything, because I have to leave now. I think that, obviously, it's a New Year's event, there's a lot of free stuff, so this event is going to be very good, because I'm glad with all the stuff they're giving out, and they're giving another UR select ticket. Yeah, I'm glad people enjoy these, because I enjoy these too. I don't know how helpful these are, but I feel like they're somewhat helpful. Even if they're a bit too long. I know people would probably like videos instead with a lot of editing, but I can't really spend the time doing that, and I enjoy these a lot more, and I can just chill out with people, so I find it better that way. What would I recommend to do on these banners? Well, it's difficult. Graphel is a decent unit. If you need an Earth DPS, then go for Earth if you want, because having at least one good Earth DPS is a good idea to have on your account. If you don't have Vayne or Yuri, then you can probably go for Graphel, because she's pretty decent. And there's also UR ark in here if you get lucky. But what I recommend for light spenders or free to play or anyone that cares about saving crystals is just don't spend any crystals, use all your tickets first, because we get quite a lot of those. And these tickets have rate up too, so you could get lucky from those. We've got these UR guarantees, but if you're free to play, only consider getting them if you can get these, if you can buy them, but if you can't, then don't worry about them, because we still get a free UR select ticket. But getting a UR guarantee and a hero and a bunch of other reds and 10 pool tickets for those and credentials is just incredibly valuable for what you're spending, so it's always worth it. It's just most people can't spend this much. But if you're enjoying this game and you want to spend a little bit, you could do that. But the question is now, would you rather spend to get one of those URs on that banner, or spend to get the limited arc and this pack instead, because they're both the same price? Well, it's a tough decision really. I can't really say for sure. It depends on which UR you get, that's the problem. Because if you were to get a UR that isn't that amazing, it would have been better to probably get this LR arc. But if you're a newer player and you're missing a lot of stuff on your account, then it's probably still better off to do that UR guarantee gacha, because you're getting a lot of other stuff. So many SSR arcs, a guaranteed DOH unit, and a UR arc. Probably going to be more valuable than this LR arc, because you need to be able to, you know, level it up and everything first. So I think that's all I'm going to say. I'm running out of time, so I think I have to finish it there. I would like to talk about a few more stuff, but I don't really have the time for that. The event I haven't looked too much into, but I'm going to be firing more that stuff over the next 2 weeks or so. I'm assuming there's going to be another unit in 2 weeks from now. Enjoy the New Year event stuff. There's going to be another event update kind of thing on the 1st of January, I think. I can't really say much more than that, I think. Just enjoy this event. I have to go right now. We got pretty lucky today. Hopefully everyone else has some good luck if you do plan to do any summons. And I think that's it. So I'll see you in like 2 weeks. I don't know if I'll have any videos, because I've got to finish some work, and I'm probably going to chill out as well, because I have some time off for the next few weeks, but I've got to spend probably the next 1 or 2 weeks doing some work once I get around to it, so we'll see how things go. But hopefully everyone enjoys this stream and this event. I can't say too much else. I think Graphel's good, UR's good, the limited arc's good, everything's good. It's just, I'm probably just blabbering at this point. Anyways, I'll see you, and I see you probably in 2 weeks. I'll try and do more testing if I can, but